Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. I hope you had an amazing Rosh Hashanah and that you're feeling excited and energized for what promises to be a really amazing Yom Kippur at Blake Street. I got some great feedback from last week's video, so I thought I'd keep it rolling this week. Now, suppose you didn't know what a song was, and I would say to you, well, a song is a certain kind of collection of vibrations, of different sounds that repeat themselves and that are ordered, and there's certain rhythm and pattern, and really that's what a song is. Yeah, it might not sound too enticing. If I wanted to explain to you what a song was, well, I would play you a song so you could experience its magic. In this week's Parsha, the Torah is compared to a song because the Torah is, not just a collection of laws and stories and narratives. I mean, it has that. It is that, but it's much deeper than that. The Torah ultimately, in order, for a person to know what it is, it needs to be experienced. It needs to be lived. It's very, very clear. This idea is very, very clear in the mitzvah of Shabbat. Shabbat, if I were to say, again, you didn't know what Shabbat was, I said, here you should keep Shabbat. On Shabbat for 25 hours, we don't do this, we don't do that, we do this, but we don't do that, we don't do that. And that's Shabbat. You'd say, I think I've got something better to do. But if I brought you in, I showed you the beauty of Shabbat, and I showed you how the laws allow us to kind of unplug for a little bit and connect to what really matters and connect to ourselves, then you might say, okay, I can understand what it is. Shabbat is much deeper than just those kind of rules that are written down. You need those rules, but it's much deeper than that. You can't stop there. We bring in Shabbat with song. We bring in Shabbat with the power and the magic of song, because song transports us in the special songs of Kabbalat Shabbat and the poems that we sing and the times that we share together. That allows us to really transition into the beauty of Shabbat. Because again, Shabbat is an experience. We must bring it in with song. We can't just kind of hustle into it and quickly, run into it and light the candles and then we're in it. I mean, sometimes we need to do that. But it's best brought in with song and with focus to really sanctify the time, to really set the time aside. This week's is Shabbat shuva, the Shabbat of return, the Shabbat of repentance. And as I've tried to stress over and over again, tshuva is not really repentance. It's not, I feel so bad for all the things that I've done. Tshuva is about opening up our mind to the fullness of the experience of life. Throughout the year, sometimes we fall away from our own vitality and the vibrancy of life. And tshuva is saying, you know what, I want to come back to myself. I want to come back to who I am. I want to reconnect to my tradition and to my heritage and live life to its fullest. And Shabbat plays such an important role in tshuva, because Shabbat allows us to then step back and say, okay, what's really important? Shabbat and the song of Shabbat allows us to recognize that life is magical, life is powerful, life is mysterious. We can't just run through it like we normally do throughout the week. We got to stop. We got to think about our life. Shabbat shuva, this Shabbat is so important for us. We need it for our tshuva process. We need it to have a meaningful Yom Kippur experience. So I want to invite you to bring your whole family, your friends, whoever it is that you know, come join us tomorrow night, Friday night, when we join in song, when we join in great joy together, bringing in Shabbat as it's supposed to be brought in. And please God, we should have the most powerful, uplifting experience, an experience of wholeness and connection, and it should catapult us, bring us forward into a beautiful Yom Kippur where we can experience that wholeness and that completeness that tshuva is really all about. So with that, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.